Craig from Esports Scotland.
And I'm Emma. Welcome to our first episode of Esports Scotland TV.
We're here to let you know all about the Scottish Esports League and our upcoming first live event, Esports Scotland Big Fest 2018.
Getting Esports Scotland to where it is today has been an incredible journey for all those involved, with over 20 people working every day to make this happen.
Of course, it wouldn't have happened at all without the vision of one man, James Hood.
Craig spoke to him earlier today to ask him a few questions.
We're here with CEO and creator of Esports Scotland, James Hood. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Craig.
No worries. Can you tell me why you started Esports Scotland?
I started Xbox One Scotland, which is a Facebook group, about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. And that was great, building a community. I started to find that we had a lot of like-minded people would join the page, and we'd all talk about games and what was going on. You know, it was a good escape to have where we could, you know, because I'm always talking about games with my friends, you know. And as I got older, some people might fall off loving about the games, but I didn't. So it was great to find more like-minded people that were still talking about the newest games that came out and what was coming up. And one evening I was watching a Netflix documentary on esports, and I started looking at it thinking, this is great, this is where it's at. You know, these people are putting so much time, effort into having teams and, you know, talking about tactics, and I thought, oh, this is where it's at for us. So I thought, I'm going to create Esports Scotland. So I phoned my friend the next day and I said, listen, I'm thinking about this idea I've got about creating Esports Scotland. He was like, go for it. So, yeah.
How has the reception been from the gaming community in Scotland?
Fantastic. I mean, Esports Scotland is the gaming community in Scotland. We have so many people from other clubs, you know, they're running LAN parties in Scotland that are in our team now, and the door's always open to more people that want to get involved with us as well. So I see Esports Scotland as not just me, not just you, it's like everybody in Scotland all together. And that's what the Scottish Esports League's all about. You know, we've already got regional qualifiers happening now with other, you know, groups in Aberdeen, Kirkcaldy, Glasgow. Some other people in Stirling want to join now. So hopefully we can just unite Scotland and make it a really cool community.
So they're already seeing it as a hub for esports in Scotland?
Definitely, and you know, that's one thing I did when I started researching was I went all around Scotland and into different groups to find out who was there, what was actually happening. And I found there were so many passionate people that were doing all this stuff off their own back, and I just thought, you know, we need to find somewhere to get them together and, yeah, make it bigger.
So what's been the difficulties in starting Esports Scotland? What kind of barriers have you had to overcome?
I think it's the bigger the teams grow, the harder it's been to let everybody know exactly what's happening. There's so many different things that we can have: Facebook groups, Discord, Trello, lots of different, you know, ways to talk. But I think the trickiest part is everybody working remotely. You know, if we can we're in talks to get our own office, hopefully, and a hub we can have people working together. You know what it's like when we get together, so much stuff gets happened. So the trickiest part really is the remote working for everybody at the moment.
What about dealing with game developers and publishers? How's that been?
Oh, it's been amazing. Once again, they're almost like the rock stars for us, you know. So they were always so elusive at one point. When you're just playing the games, you'd see the names, but you'd never know how you could contact them, how you could talk to them. So now we're asking for permission to run their games. We're getting invited down to a game studio, Lucid Games, down in Liverpool, and now you're watching now where games are getting created, and it feels like that elusiveness is like it's getting a lot closer, which is really cool. But yeah, it's amazing.
That's fantastic. We're becoming part of the industry.
Yeah, definitely.
I love
it. You never see it like that though, do you?
No.
No, you never will, but yeah.
So since you've started Esports Scotland, what's been one of the most memorable moments for you?
I think it's when you and Brian were around at the office and we were doing our launch on Facebook, and I just remember turning around and looking at you guys and the smiles on your faces, and it will always stick with me, just thinking how happy it was and how much of an outlet it is for people. And that's the best bit about it, you know, it's an outlet for all these passionate people, and it's somewhere for them to channel their
passion is one of the biggest things about gaming.
Definitely.
People that do gaming absolutely love it.
Definitely.
Esports Scotland is a channel for that passion.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
People are enjoying that, I think.
And it's not even just for the gaming side. We've got, you know, content writers. You know, we've got tournament managers. We've got graphic artists. So there's so much that goes into it, and it gives all these people that have the gaming passion to use their skills to good use.
So apart from the Scottish Esports League and creating your live event, what else has Esports Scotland been up to?
And we've got our schools programme as well, and we've been trying to organise a Scottish Esports Association.
Nice.
So we went into our schools programme there, and we went to Fife College and we started working with a class. Our initial plan was to start a schools league, but once we met the class, we realised these kids are looking at us with open eyes thinking, I want to work in gaming, how do we do it? So we decided we're going to take this opportunity we've got with this class and work with them all next year, and then to try and define what we would like to start to take to schools. You know, rather than us going in saying we want to do this, we want to find out what's going to work for them. You know, and it has to be a win-win. So much that we're doing, Craig, I keep saying win-win. At the moment, everything we're doing seems to be win-win for everybody involved. So if we can keep going like that, then
it's brilliant. It sounds
win-win.
Exciting things, and getting kids involved from a young age, knowing that there's an industry that they can get involved about their passion. That's exciting as well. Okay, so where do you see Esports Scotland in 5 years?
Hopefully hosting our final somewhere massive like the Hydro. That'd be amazing. Having a whole weekend of gaming, live music, finals, all at the Hydro, that'd be great.
Filling an arena with screening fans, that'd be fantastic. There's been talks about Esports Scotland getting involved in the Olympics. Tell us about that.
Well, I think initially it's still in talks of esports being recognised as a sport. So we've done our part. We've approached Sports Scotland and the Scottish Government, and we're on the process to try and get esports recognised as a sport in Scotland.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and then hopefully there's talks of esports being at the Olympics. It'd be great to see how we could be involved or do our part to having players from Scotland be involved at the Olympics.
It's exciting that an international community is involved as well.
Definitely.
All right, so Esports Scotland is about video games. So what's your favourite video games?
I think it started off on the Spectrum. I don't know how I managed to get through the Spectrum years when I think back, and I can't imagine putting that in front of any kid and asking how to even load a game up.
Yeah, what's this? That's a cassette?
Yeah.
What?
And the loading screen itself was something completely psychedelic. You would think, what is going on? I don't know why they'd done that back then. But then that was fine. Then it was Mario. I had to do Mario all the way through, Mario Kart. Street Fighter, back when I was 12, I managed to get the first imported game from America for Street Fighter 2 Turbo. And like I had everyone around at my house playing it, and we were just playing this. You know, it cost like £80 odd at the time. It was a lot.
All crowded around that telly.
All crowded around that. That's what we used to do. Me and my friend would play Ryu and Ken on Street Fighter, constant. The most similar characters, just non-stop. But
Hadouken.
All day, all day. And then after that, Halo was a massive one for us. The campaign, the multiplayer though. So it's always been the multiplayer for me. People would say about the story. Yeah, I like a story, but it's always been about the matchmaking for me. Like, so I would always go into a game and hit the multiplayer right away. So, you know, and then that, like a game like a.r.m.s that I started playing as well, and that was all about the multiplayer and creating a tribe. And yeah, I think that's what we've always done, is created tribes.
So you spend a lot of time in a.r.m.s?
I did, until this all kicked off. Then I have no time for anything.
a.r.m.s Survival Evolved, I know, has taken up a lot of time, and would you reckon season 2?
Yeah.
a.r.m.s, definitely? Yeah, confirmed.
I think people always say, oh, what about this game? What about this game? Why not all these games? It's just about, do we have the manpower to do it properly? That's what it boils down to. You know, I think it'd be great to do every game that we possibly could, but at the same time, we've got to like say, okay, what's the most popular ones and what can we actually do properly? So it's all about having the resources to manage them properly.
Thanks so much for joining us today, James. It's been great.
Well, we weren't going to put a.r.m.s in the SEL no matter how much he wanted it, right?
He is the boss.
Yeah, let's just tell him he said no.
Good idea. On with the show. Esports Scotland have been really busy doing a whole bunch of great things, but one of the biggest things we've done is create the Scottish Esports League, or SEL.
We've just completed block 3 of the 10 games in the SEL, with 2 more blocks left to go before our live finals. More on that later.
You can keep up to date with all the current scores on our website, esportsscotland.co.uk, but for now, check out this roundup video of all the action so far this season in the SEL.
The Scottish Esports League has been going since the 21st of March this year. It's been incredible to see players passionate about their games get the chance to flex their gaming muscles in a fun and friendly, but definitely competitive environment. Here's a quick roundup of the action so far for Season 1 of the SEL.
First up is one of the granddaddies of esports, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. We've seen lots of headshots and corner camping, but this has essentially been a battle between Team Phoenix GG and the Bongols, with, at the moment, the Bongols keeping the top spot away from their rivals by at least 50 points.
Now for the first of our fighting games in the SEL, indie sensation Rivals of Aether. An extremely fast-paced and skillful fighter, Rivals can be a blast to watch. The top 3, Dephilius, Sir Frogsy and Kola, are keeping it exciting with some incredible battles. But as we stand right now, Kola is in the top spot, 50 points clear of second place, Sir Frogsy.
Back to a more traditional esport now with Dota 2. One of the biggest MOBAs in the world, Dota 2 has some extremely passionate and dedicated players. The Dota 2 matches in the SEL are full of some fantastic teams and the streams have been one of our most popular. However, it looks like Dota 2 SEL is being dominated by Team Menlo, who have double the points of second place, Send Them Forward, who themselves are only 10 points behind. Venomanananananswer came up with that name.
Over to the wonderful world of Nintendo with our Mario Kart 8 Scottish Esports League. Kart racers are criminally underrepresented in the world of esports, and we plan to fix that. Everyone loves Mario Kart, and no one more than the entrants in the SEL. There's been a clear leader here with Iceman92 just destroying the competition.
Back to the fighting action with one of the biggest fighting games in the world, Street Fighter V. As well as the online qualifier, Street Fighter V has seen a bunch of offline qualifiers at places like Turbo Tuesdays in Kirkcaldy, Maximum Impact Glasgow and Reset Aberdeen. Some of the top Street Fighter V players in Scotland have been at these offline events, with one seeing a major upset as one of our online players, Bonejacker, turned up and handed a good old-fashioned whooping to current leader China II.
Back to the wacky world of Nintendo with their biggest shot at a successful esports game, Splatoon 2. Splatoon 2 is a very tactical game full of complicated team plays, even if it just looks like there's been an explosion in a paint factory. The SEL for Splatoon 2 has been a close run thing with a.r.m.s United, Ankling and Squinklings all fighting hard for that #1 spot. But Squinklings are holding on right now with Team Ankling snapping at their heels.
Next is the other MOBA in the SEL, League of Legends. League is one of the most popular games in the world and some players are known to spend thousands of hours mastering their favourite champion. The League of Legends streams have been some of the most exciting to watch, with matches going back and forth between these very talented teams. But at the moment the current leaders are Team Fire with double the points of second place Team Flat 611.
The last of our fighting games in the Scottish Esports League is the ridiculously entertaining a.r.m.s. This motion-controlled fighter sees two players duke it out by throwing punches, ducking, dodging and outsmarting your opponent. Obviously the best at doing this is Iceman92, who makes this the second game he holds the top spot in, as he is 25 points ahead of second place Frank.
And to finish up this roundup, we decided that this game needs to be an esport. Puyo Puyo Tetris is a mashup of two retro games that everyone loves, smashed into what turns out to be one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking games to watch. Puyo Puyo Tetris takes so much concentration as you basically play two games at the same time. Our current leader is Rory the Fiend with 5 wins to 2 losses. Remember, you can keep up to date with all the games in the Scottish Esports League at our website esportscotland.co.uk.
Who would have thought Puyo Puyo Tetris would make such a good esport?
I know, and it's actually been one of our most popular games, and it's so much fun to watch.
Didn't you include it in one of the videos you made, like the one you can click on here?
Told you to make the plug subtle.
You can still get involved in the SEL with 2 more blocks left to go, or sign up for the Overwatch Esports Scotland Cup on Xbox One. Now to talk about the big stuff.
Was that a pun?
Yeah.
What have I told you about making puns?
Yeah, but I never listened to you. Our first live event is called Esports Scotland Big Fest 2018 and is in Edinburgh on the 6th and 7th of October.
We've been working super hard behind the scenes to create what is going to be Scotland's biggest ever festival of gaming, and you can find out all about tickets at our website esportscotland.co.uk. But for now, check out this awesome video that's been created for us with a brand new track by DJ Crash Slaughter.
That's all the time we've got for today. Join us next month for another episode of Esports Scotland TV.
We're always looking for people to join our team and help grow Esports Scotland, and if you'd like to get involved, you can check out our vacancies page at esportscotland.co.uk.
Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Twitch so you never miss the goings-on at Esports Scotland.
And it would be really helpful if you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as we've got new content coming out every week.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.